Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a Dazzled or Disappointed for you on the new Huda Beauty Obsessions eyeshadow palettes. If you watched my Sephora VIB sale haul, you would have seen that I picked these up during that sale. I had to restrain myself to pick up all four because long story short, there's just been too many holiday releases, so I had to pick two. And I picked up the Mauve and the Smoky. I am itching to get my hands on the editorial because you know I love a good, bright, bold eyeshadow, but I think what I might do is ask for them for Christmas, so put them on my Christmas list. Hope that Santa brings them to me because I have been good this year. Anyway, so I am here to bring you a review on these two. It is what I'm wearing on my eyes today, so I want to give you swatches, thoughts. I know the size is catching a lot of people off guard, so I want to bring that up, talk about that. So let's get into this video so that we can discuss these little guys right here. Okay, so like I said, I picked up Mauve and I picked up Smoky. They come in a little sleeve, as you know Huda products to come in. Pretty much everything she releases comes in a little plastic sleeve. And this guy is right here. So it does fit in my hand. It is very tiny. Before I ordered mine, I had watched a couple of videos. There weren't many out at the time, and I was taken aback by how small they were. And so, look, I can pretty much, that's pretty tiny. But you've got 9 really great shades in here, so I mean, in essence, it makes it travel friendly for those of you on the go, for those of you who don't have a lot of space, who don't like a lot of bulky things and just want to be able to neatly put your stuff away. This is nice and tiny. So let's go over the Mauve first. I am wearing both palettes on my eyes today. You know I try to go low on using tons of colors, tons of shades when I'm doing an eye look, but I wanted to incorporate both. One, so that you could kind of see how they both perform, and 2, because I just really was wanting to mix the Smoky with like more of a cranberry type shade, and so that's what I did. That's the beauty of makeup. So actually, before we go through swatches, I do want to point out to you just little things like the pricing. It's $27. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this video up in time before the end of the VIB sale, you know, because you're getting the 20% off. So it takes it to like $22, but I'm going to try my best. If not, my apologies. So let's go ahead and touch on the subject first of the size, because that is what everybody is talking about. There's 2 things people are talking about: the size and the fact that they're made in China. Yes, they are made in China. You know, a lot of times that does impact the performance. Like Tarte, I do find that I do see a huge difference in the quality when they're made here versus in China. However, I do have other products in which I don't tell a difference. I really like the product. And so we will go over, obviously, my thoughts, whether I'm dazzled or disappointed with this by the end of the video. But for now, let's go over the size. Now, I was wrong in my haul when I said that these were 9 full-size eyeshadows. Okay, I've heard mixed things because I had heard that these were full-size shadows. She was just making them more compact, putting them into a more compact package. Because the Sephora website does show that they are 0.05 9 eyeshadows at 0.05 ounces, which would make it a full-size eyeshadow. I have also heard that Sephora is I guess, in the process of correcting that, because it's actually something like 0.0375 ounces, something along those lines, to make it a little smaller than a full size. So at this point, I'm really sorry. I don't know if they're full size or not. I'm going to say that they're probably slightly smaller than full size, although they look pretty darn near a full size. But I think they're just slightly smaller, which is fine, honestly, for the price point. And as many shadows as you're getting in here, you really don't need a full size. Probably gonna take you a while to go through a full size. So I wanted to touch on that because it's something everybody's talking about, everybody's asking about. I mean, it is what it is. You're not going to find another eyeshadow palette for $27. So anyways, that's that. Okay, So let's go ahead and go through real quick the swatches. Let's start with the mauve. It's the shades I tend to gravitate towards. I will tell you that the shimmer shades are incredibly buttery. Here is the first three. I'll go row by row. They are incredibly buttery. The mattes I do find to be slightly dry and stiff, but I have really always known that to be the case with Huda matte shadows, so that didn't really disappoint me or come as a shock or anything. So that's that. Let me move on to row 2 for you. Okay, that's the second row right there. And these, I can't see that these have names, so I'm sorry, my apologies for not giving you names. Now, you're going to see from swatch to swatch, some of them do swatch a little patchy. Again, I find that to be pretty consistent with all Huda mattes, and I don't have any issues whatsoever. When it comes to applying and blending on my eye, they go on very, very nicely. So just wanted to point that out because I know that swatch could tell a very different story. So does swatch a little patchy as far as the mattes go. However, I have not had any kind of issue applying them to my eyelid with a brush. And then here is the last row right there. And these types of dark cranberry shades do always tend to swatch patchy, so there you go. There's the proof right there. That one I find to be, out of the mauve palette, the most dry and stiff and patchy, of course, but I have used it quite a bit in my crease with a blending brush, and I have absolutely no issues. So just pointing that out just so that you're not turned off by the swatch right away. So yeah, that is the mauve eyeshadow palette. Now let's go ahead and move on to the smoky. I am trying to move quickly at this point because I just got a message saying my memory card has not so much memory left. I forgot to delete out old videos before starting to film. Anyways, so here we go with the smoky. So let's start with the first row right there. Again, the shimmer shades, so buttery smooth, very soft, very creamy, and of course, very, very pigmented. So that's what that looks like there. Let's move on to row number 2. Okay, that's those three right there. All three of these are like a shimmer finish. The silver is what I am wearing on my lid today, and it does have like flecks of multi-dimensional, I don't want to say glitter, that'll turn a lot of you off. Do you remember in my Prism eyeshadow palette review by Anastasia how I said how some of this glitter is like built into the creaminess of the eyeshadow? That is the same with this eyeshadow. It's like it's got the glitter, it's got the sparkle, but it's not the kind of sparkle that's going to flake off. It's like built into the eyeshadow formula, and it's so creamy that it just stays there. I didn't even use a glitter glue. I mean, it just goes on and stays on. I always use an eyeshadow primer, but that's what these look like right there. Now, the reason I picked up the reason I chose to pick up the mauve and the smoky first as opposed to the other two is because these had the most shimmer shades in them. The warm brown one has only one, which it's got a lot of beautiful matte shades, from what I can tell. And the editorial has about 3 beautiful shimmer shades, but these had more. So I thought, well, I'm going to start off with those because you know how I feel about my shimmer standout shades. So I started with these, and I thought, well, if I'm really crazy about them, then again, like I said, I'll put it on my Christmas list or, maybe the next sale or whatever. So that's the reason for picking these two up. Let's move on to the third and final row. Here they are. And then as always, I kind of say this a little late in the game. And that one looks a little patchy and those look a little similar. But I always do one swipe across my hand just for pigmentation purposes, just so that you can see like what it looks like with just one swipe. I feel like that's a good indicator of how, how pigmented it is. So that brings us to the end of the swatches. Let me zoom you in here to see what I am wearing on my eyes. Let me see if I can remember everything I put on my eyes this morning. Okay, so let me first take you through the, The silver one is what I am wearing all over the lid. On the outer portion of the lid and into the outer crease, I'm wearing a combination. It's like I blended these two shades, the black and the dark brown, so that it would really smoke it out. So that's what I am wearing from the Smoky palette. From the Mauve palette, let's see if I can remember. Okay, I am wearing this lighter pinky cranberry shade all over the crease. I took it high up to the brow bone so that it would peek through, and then I deepened the crease up with this darker cranberry shade. Again, it's the one that swatched patchiest and the one that I said also performed perfectly fine on my lid. I had no issues. I deepened the crease up with this, not taking it up quite as high. So I used those two, and then this pinky shimmer shade right here is the lightest shimmer of this palette. It's the one I am wearing on my inner corner. And so that is both palettes. Let me zoom you in. And that way you can see what I've got going on. So again, silver all over the lid. I've got in the crease that mauve eyeshadow palette in the inner corner right here, the mauve eyeshadow palette, lower lash line and outer portion of the lid. I do have the smoky eyeshadow palette. So that's what that looks like, combining both of them in there. It made it super easy. They're so little and compact that it's easy to keep them like right by you. It's easy to store them. It's easy to pack them. So if you wanted to combine eyeshadow palettes in order to create your look, these are super easy to pack. You would be easily able to pack all four if you so decided to pick all of them up. Okay guys, thoughts on Dazzled or disappointed? I have told you before, and this didn't influence my decision, but I've told you before, it's very rare these days that a Huda product disappoints me. I tend to be very, very impressed with everything she comes out, from the packaging to the quality of the product. I mean, price point on these is great. Price point on everything else is, well, you know, I mean, in line with, I guess, a higher end eyeshadow palette. You know, the Desert Dust palette was, I think, $65. I think that was totally worth it because I am in love with that palette. But anyways, so long story short, I am usually in love with her products, and actually these are no exception. Despite the fact that they weren't made in the USA, despite the fact that they're not full-size products, which I don't think they're full-size, I think that's yet to be determined. That doesn't bother me. These are everything I would have wanted them to be. The shimmers are perfect. I will tell you, I find that the shimmers go on so much easier, so much better with my finger. I tried that silver one the other day with a brush, and I had to go in a couple of times to get the desired look I wanted. I like bold. Today I went in with that silver with my finger, and oh my gosh, literally one swipe is, or one, you know, put my finger in once, it's all I needed. It was amazing. So I find that to be the best method to apply them. Just keep that in mind as well. If you don't mind using your finger, then, you know, best way to do it. I love these. I want the other two. Doesn't mean I'm gonna get them now. They'll go on my Christmas list to Santa. Hopefully they're under the tree this year, but I love these, guys. These are amazing. Don't let little things like what you're hearing turn you off to trying them. They really are great, and there's something for everybody. If you're a warm tone girl, then if you're a cool tone girl, if you like the bolds, like the editorial, just these are really, really great. Love them. That's all I have to say. I'm dazzled. I love them. Huda has done it again for me. I am over the moon with these products. Love how they pull together, love how they perform. So I hope you have found this review helpful if you've kind of been on the fence based on what you've been hearing about these eyeshadow palettes. Alright guys, before I let you go, I have to give you the verse of the day. It comes from Matthew 23 verses 11 and 12, and it says, Jesus said, "The greatest among you will be your servant, for whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and whoever humbles himself will be exalted." I just want to encourage you to live a humble life, to live to serve others, to be there for others, to give to others. That's just the best way to live, and it always comes back to you. You reap what you sow, so if you are kind and good, you're humble, that comes back to you in a really great way. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. This is totally random. I have been loving, I love every year to watch the Hallmark Christmas movies, obviously on the Hallmark movie channel, and this year is no exception. They started early, and I have one on right now on the TV that's right here next to me. I love watching these. I just wonder, am I the only one that loves these? Let me know in the comment section below if you love watching the Christmas movies on the Hallmark Channel. I want to know if I am in good company. Alright guys, take care. I will see you in the next video. Bye.